meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I bought one of those mini air dusters, so Stephen and I have been spring cleaning the Storm Team Weather Center after all this dust, and I promise you there's no more dust storms on the way, but tomorrow's looking pretty breezy now. Good day to sort of do some spring cleaning, take the car out, wash it, kind of do some of that last-minute cleaning up, because you definitely want to have some time off to get out there and enjoy this beautiful weather. Now, cold weather on its way out last night below those freezing temperatures, then a good 30-degree run up into those mid-60s, and you see how fast we're already cooling off underneath those calm winds and those clear skies. Somewhere in those mid-40s tonight, but by tomorrow, a good 40-degree run up into those 80s with those strong winds out of the south. 52 in San Angelo. Everybody else in a combination of those mid to lower 50s across the entire area. Some shades of blue trying to fight their way in. 51 in Sterling City, 53 down there in Junction. Looked like 4 degrees, if not 7, across the entire Concho Valley, if you want to count Sonora all the way down there to the south. So we're still inside the 10-degree range, and humidity indices are still way down there in those single digits and those lower teens, while humidity indices are still relatively dry, only coming up about 10% in certain areas. So we're still on the lookout for a little bit of that instability to make its way in, because I promise you there is some rain on the way, and it's going to be pretty gradual before it slowly makes its way off towards the northeast, where they're going to see a whole lot of severe weather. Now this one's by Sunday, where we're still seeing some of those dry conditions with those clouds fighting their way in, but these concentrations of blues stretching all the way from southern Texas off towards the northeast and somewhere towards Kentucky. That's where they're going to see a lot of that severe weather. Now the upper level pattern is going to show you where the high pressure is going to be steering a lot of this low pressure towards the Ohio River Valley, somewhere near the Great Lakes. And as we see this high pressure push in, a little bit of instability from the subtropical jet will push its way up into the Concho Valley by next Thursday, and that's where we have our fingers crossed for some of that much needed rain. You saw the drought monitor. Now water vapor imagery is showing you not a whole lot of water vapor down here in the Concho Valley, but up where in the Rocky Mountains and off the west coast, keeping our eye on that atmospheric river as it continues to pump rounds of severe weather over the Rocky Mountains, parts of Idaho, Montana. And then off the east coast, things finally calming down as they see some of that beautiful weather for the second day of spring, at least there off towards the east coast. Down at the surface, still some severe weather pushing through Nebraska, parts of Iowa and Arkansas. Not Iowa, that's Missouri. And then some cold weather somewhere along Mississippi and Alabama. At least I'm getting those states right. Then off towards the west coast, keeping our eye still on that round of severe weather pushing its way in. Some more snow, I think. But down here in the Concho Valley on the warm-up. So a beautiful weekend. So make Good Friday plans. Again, wash the car, get out there, do some of that spring cleaning. Then as we continue to deal with this dry weather, looking at a little bit of moisture make its way in, and we see a little bit of that cloud cover fighting its way in by Sunday, and then off towards the east, inclinations or early clues of what we could see by Thursday. We keep talking about these winds because tomorrow's looking like a pretty breezy one, but it will calm down by Friday night. So make Good Friday plans, because that's going to be the last bit of cold weather. But you know I'm always looking out for winds, dust, earthquakes, cold weather at this point. So tonight down into those 40s, but we're waiting on those winds. So if you have to go outside, keep the extra layer close. Then tomorrow, good run at the 80s, keeping our eye on those gusty conditions. Some areas could see some around 40 miles per hour. As we make our way closer towards the end of spring break, things are going to finally calm down as we push up into those 90s, but warmer weather on the way. Take a good look at these overnight lows pushing up into those 60s. Then as everybody sort of goes back to school and gets back to work, that's where we can see a near 100-degree day before temperatures start to cool back down with that much needed rain, while those overnight lows sort of level out in those 60s. Stay tuned on Board Break. You're watching KSAN News at 10.